Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. It's Hakim. Sida ujeedin guys, it's Hakim Effects. Welcome. Maanta a lot of things on YouTube ka rabaa inaan soo dhigo. So this is the first video and we are talking about the SMC. Aan rabaa inaan ka hadlo inshallah. So subscribe haddaan u cusub tahay, haddii kalena like and comment haddaadan u cusbin. Channelka waa channel cusub inshallah. We'll be moving ilaa uu meel fiican ka gaaro inshallah. Now let's start the lesson with the class. Maanta waxaan ka hadlanaa about the SMC, that's the smart money concept. Intaada ICT soo gaarin or intaada soo gaarin that system isticmaalay, you have to understand this SMC. This is the foundation ay dhahaan oo waxaa la dhahaa. An example waxay dhahaan every dabaqa marka gurufada mise dabaqay dhahaan sida oo taqaanidbo marka dhisid hoos baa laga bilaabaa. That is the same thing in SMC. So SMC is the foundation and waxaa la rabaa inaad fahamtid. Okay, now maanta waxaan bilaabanaa or we learning about these things or this SMC. Now haddaan bilaabo, what is an SMC horta? That's the big money or that big candles or big institution bank markay soo galayaan suuqa sida ku ogaato. Now we learn about what you call AMD wax dhamaanta, and that's the accumulation suuqa markuu sameynayo. It always creates something like this in the morning session, or that's what you call the Asian session. So waa ka hadli doonaa ayadan inshallah. Now markuu create something like this or this baalkan suuqan raafka markuu ku jiro raafi dhahan waxaa la dhahaa this one is accumulation. So accumulation means waxaa laga wadaa accumulation equal highs and equal lows suuqa markuu sameynayo or suuqa markuu chop ku jiro suuqa meel ma aadayo dhan. So this is the accumulation part. So accumulation markuu sameeyo suuqan or maxaa keena inuu suuqan accumulation sameeyo is because there is no volume in the market. Volume na maxaa keena? Volume kaas waa waxa dhaqaajinaya suuqa. Volume maxaa keena? Waxa keena waxa la liquidity, lacag baa keenta volume, yeah? Liquidity means money, waa lacag. So lacagtaas baa keenta. Without liquidity suuqa ma move gareynayo. What moves the market is liquidity, taas ogaada. Lacag baa move gareysa. Now without that liquidity la'aanta suuqa maadaama ay suuqan liquidity la'aan yahay, there's no volume. So that's why it is accumulating, or that's why it's creating equal highs and equal lows. Maadaama saan sameynayo, we see now waxaa la arkaysaa suuqii oo saan sameynayo now, and the second stage or the first stage is the accumulation stage. Sida ujeedin accumulation markuu sameeyo, the second stage wuxuu sameeyo what you call manipulation. Manipulation waxaa laga wadaa now, manipulation means waxaa laga wadaa now suuqan manipulation is markuu kaa saaro suuqan markuu dadka ka saaray. Manipulating waa wax manipulate mataqaana haddaa lagu dhaca gawar manipulate garanaysa ku manipulate garanaysa. So that's manipulation. Qof manipulation kuu sameynaya. So manipulation means markuu kaa saaro suuqa. An example camal maadaama suuqan generate gareeyo liquidity, resistance and support dadka price action isticmaal camal sell meeshan buy ka geliya, there's a lot of orders uu generate gareeyo hoos iyo kor. Maadaama uu generate gareeyo that one now suuqan the first thing uu sameynaya now it is manipulation. An example camal suuqan let's say cost or sell uu aadi rabaa. Maadaama sell aadi rabo, the first thing wuxuu sameynaya manipulation waa markuu dadkan ka saaray kadib wuxuu sameynaya this one is the last stage, and that's what you call distribution. This distribution uu sameynaya is the New York session. Now distribution kan wuxuu leave gareeya what you call unhealthy price. Unhealthy price maxaa ka wadaa marka? Maadaama suuqan hal mar soo daadanaya rapid move uu sameynaya suuqan hal mar uu soo daadanaya suuqan wuxuu leave gareynaya what you call imbalances or FVGs. Uu leave gareynaya dadka sida u taqaanid imbalance or inefficiency in the price. Now maadaama inefficiency in the price uu ku leave gareynaya waa ka hadli doonaa. This one is the point. Waa arki doonaa sida loo sameeyo. That imbalances markuu leave gareeyo suuqan qasab waxa waaye it has to rebalance. Waa inuu soo buuxiyaa. It has to rebalance to that area. Waa inuu soo buuxiyaa gaabku ka tagay kadib uu imaanaya the last order block, or that is where the people go for sell. Now this one is the last bullish candle, and that's what we call an order block. So tan waa ka hadli doona ayadana OB maxaa la wadaa, the last bullish candle, and that's where we go for sell, or that's where the SMC people go for trade after suuqa markuu rebalance itself. Waxay sugaan suuqa inuu candle dheer soo bixiyo, and that's the big money situation. Markay lacagta weyn soo gashay ku ogaanaysaa waa candle dheer marka ku aragti suuqan. Now after that waxay sugaan inuu soo buuxiyo gaabkan, that unhealthy price, it has to be healthy price. Waa inuu soo buuxiyo. Remember markuu gaab reebayo suuqan, it is favoring the sellers bas. Maadaama uu gaab daayay, it is favoring the sellers, so it has to rebalance at the waxay dhahaan it has to balance the buyers and the seller. So qasab waxa waa inuu soo bixiyo kadib uu tegayaa suuqan. So that is where we go for sell. Now, and this accumulation phase, which is at the Asian session, the London session is the manipulation stage, and the New York session is the movement time. So that's how they trade in the SMC, or that's what you call AMD distribution: accumulation, manipulation, and distribution. So 10 minutes and video check it out, inshallah. Now, Madam Musas died. Now we learn about the FVG or the order block. Let's start with the FVG. Meel kasta waxaan oo dhan SMC oo dhan intaan bisi kusoo kooban tahay. Intaan bis SMC oo dhan waxaan bisi kusoo kooban tahay. So qof hadduu ku dhawaaqo waa ma no. It is only this one. Bisi kusoo la kooban tahay accumulation, that manipulation, and that distribution, that imbalances, and that order block. So and that what we call institutional funding candle, and previous high and low kalana, Asian high, Asian low kalana, and liquidity kalana. Order block FVG. So let's start with the imbalance. Imbalance ka dad ba qaldan oo sida u saartan. The different imbalances: FVG inverted, the inversion, the FVG imbalance. So waxaas dhan waa kalana. Now, how is imbalance formed? Let's talk about the bullish imbalance. Bullish waxa laga wadaa buy imbalance. Now let's say candle there as arkaysa. That's a candle adana. This candle wuxuu form gareeyaa laba waqti. Labada waqti uu form gareeyaa waxa waa the news time or wuxuu form gareeyaa markay big money suuqan soo gasho, like amal movement arkaysa without news. That is big bank soo gala or institutional bank soo gala markaas. Now candle kan amal magacuu leeyahay candle kan waxa la marumbuzi candle alda. Marumbuzi candle alda candle kan maadaama marumbuzi candle ka dhacay meeshan as a bullish candle waxa arkaysa candle kale oo bearish also formay, and this one, let's say this one is a bearish candle. Madam sa also formaday gap kan marka madam week, let's say let's talk about the week. Let's say week kan haduu inta imaaday uu soo buuxin waay gap kan, imbalance kan gap kan soo buuxin waay, candle ka kala soo xiri waay, that means it is an imbalance oo form garay meesha. So let's say some u sameeyay candle kan and week. So that week now the imbalance waxaan dhihi karnaa it is from this price week kan sa qabanaa to this week, and waxa dhana that is my imbalance, or that's my gap, or that's my FVG, or that is my inefficient price. So waxa don't so that's the gap, and they can an example in the real chart tan ka aragno. So an example, this candle amal. So let's say this candle. So this candle week is waa kana week is waa. So space can ka dhaxeeyo or space can dhaxeeyo, that's what you call a gap. So from here to this one, that's the gap imbalance, and they can, or that FVG, and they can FVG gan qasab waxa suuqa inuu soo buuxiyo. As you can see, it has to balance. After balancing arkaysa that movement, so that's the bullish gap. So gap kaas saasa loo sameeyo. What about the bearish gap? The bearish gap is like this one. Gap kan week kan iyo week kan suuqan candle kan the weekend is so gaarin. Madam is so gaarin, that's the gap, and they can oo la create and suuqan qasab waxa waa it has to inuu soo buuxiyo qasab. The bullish gap oo jeedna again is this one, week to week qabo. Don't you dad ba waxa jira san candle kan oo dhan xirnaa kaas no, week to week, that's the gap. So mujada qasab candle ku soo buuxiyo kadib movement dhacday. So it has to balance, the market has to balance. After imbalance the market has to rebalance this gap, and they can, that's the imbalance from week to week, and that is how qasab waxa inuu soo buuxiyo suuqan and so that's the bearish gap. Bullish gap kor u socda, bearish gap marka. So that's how the market move, or that's how that's the gaps, that's the FVG. Qof haduu ko so simple like that. So let's this one is the marumbuzi candle, and that's the big candle. Kadib waxa jeedna this is the gap from here to here, as the gap jeedna and qasab waxa suuqa inuu rebalance, it has to rebalance. So that's the gap yada meel kas uga jeedin any place suuqan uu sameeyo uu create the imbalance, or that FVG. So this one amal, and this one, that's the gap la sameeyay, and that's the qasab waxa inuu rebalance itself. This one gap I'm talking about, qasab waxa inuu rebalance. So that's how the market is rebalanced. So that's the gaps, and qasab waxa waxaan ku dhahay meeshaan ku live gareyna the gaps, as you can see. So madam uu bearish, madam uu this distribution rapid move ka dhacay meeshaan, qasab waxa imbalances ku dhaafay. Okay, imbalances haduu ku dhaaf, or the gaps haduu ku dhaaf FVGs, qasab waxa it has to rebalance waa qasab inuu soo buuxiyo these gaps inuu soo buuxiyo kadib markuu soo buuxiyo this one is where we go for a buy or a sell. That's what we call an order block. Order block maxaa laga wadaa now? Order block meel kasta uu suuqan ka soo laabto is an order block. An example camal halka hadduu ka soo laabto this one is the order block. The last bullish candle aa la xirna as an order block. Meesha markuu ka soo laabtana the last bullish candle aa la xirna as an order block. hadduu meeshan ka soo laabto the last bullish candle aa la xirna as an order block. hadduu meeshan ka soo laabtana the last bullish candle aa la xirna as an order block. Now maadaama meel kasta uu order block yahay suuqan lagama wado inuu ka soo laabanayo oo buy to sell in advance. So you have to choose the best qualified order blocks. How to choose the best qualified order block taasna soo geli doonaa inshallah as a playlist aan ka dhigaya videoashan. And yeah, so an example camal this one suuqan saa usoo daatay now the last bearish candle is this one candle ka ugu dambeeya as my bearish candle xirna and this one I can see it is my order block and meesha ka soo laabtay waxaan dhahay this one is the last order block or the last bearish candle and this one xirna as my bearish candle meesha ka soo laabtay waxaan xirna this one saa usoo laabtay the last bearish candle saan xirna this one is my order block and candle ka kaliya xirna waa kan camal candle kan bas laga rabo inaa xirtid and that's where we go for buy. And this is the gap wajeda, this is the imbalance wajeda, this is the marumbos candle. So FBG wajeda, that's the gap and dhigi karna as the FBG. Okay meeshan fiiriya marka maadaama uu suuqan gaapkana siiya we are in 1 minute time frame but no problem. So muhiimada waxa waaye in waxa baranaysa that gaps and that the order block. Maadaama gaapkana siiya suuqan this is the big money soo gashay suuqan. How do you know big money in soo gashay? Because of these gaps wajeda, this gap and dhigi karna and this gap. So this gap and this gap wajeda maadaama this gap and gap kana sameeyo suuqan once order block kan haduu soo galay the last bearish candle markuu soo galo that's where we go for buy. An order block is the last bearish candle or is the last bullish candle and they can this one as a bullish candle, but we have to follow the trend. The trend of the market is an uptrend market, so that's why we have to follow the trend. So once order block haduu soo galo suuqan that's where we go for long. So baashana soo qaadana long term halkaasan saarana as the buy meeshaasan ka gelina the last bearish candle and that's how the market plays. Once markuu soo taabto that's the buy now, stop loss below sasaransa and that's how the market move at that price. So as you can see now waxa dhan hadda isku soo koobno now it is so simple. SMC so simple. Now how? So this one accumulation distribution can movement gap kan bixisay that's the how it has to waxaan dhahay laazima qasab waxa inay soo buuxisay kadib that's the order block and that's where we go for that sell sida u jeedin and the last bullish candle. Now let's talk about the Asian high, the Asian low and how to use that one. So madama accumulation and manipulation so suuqan qasab waxa waaye Asian session waqtiga subaxi camal wuxuu sameystaa Asian high and Asian low sameystaa. So let's say camal wuxuu sameysanaya this Asian high and this Asian low sameysanaya. Madama Asian high iyo Asian low sameysanaya qasab the London session it has to manipulate that. So the London session is what the waxa sameysan manipulation after saa markay ku dhacdo. So manipulation maxaa laga wadaa? Manipulation simply means taking out the Asian low or the Asian high. How? An example waxa arkaysaa suuqan oo Asian low gan soo qaatay. That's manipulation. Why? Because Asian low soo qaatay. Waa ku tusi doonaa indicator inshallah, don't worry. So Asian low gan marka soo qaato now waxaan that's manipulation. Kadib we expect this distribution movement. So how? An example amal, let's go to Euro USD. Adana Euro USD marka aan now suuqan waxa dhana indicator hadisa this indicator ku qoran meeshas waxa ku qoraysa Asia session high low middle lines. Marka ku qorti now this one ku soo baxaysa as you can see ku soo baxaysa. So let's use this one. Now this is the how it is marka waa ujeedin sida u soo baxday ujeedin. Now as you can see on Friday sida ujeedin suuqan muxuu sameeyay marka. So remember this is the Asian low ku sheegaysa, that's the Asian low ku sheegaysa and that's the Asian high. Now suuqan muxuu sameeyay it did the manipulation part. Manipulation markuu sameeyay kadib we can see this distribution level. So that's how the market moves. This is the Asian high and they karna this is my Asian high, this is my Asian low. So madam saasiya suuqan wixii imaaday this one the manipulation uu sameeyey kadib manipulating the Asian low qasab Asian low or Asian high that's manipulation markuu sameeyey waxa arkaysa distribution big money inay soo gashay the market. Now how do we know the big money? Waxaan ku dhahay how to know the big money is because of this institution candle or sorry because of this marumbuzi candle. So gapkaada waxa dhaasaa weekgan ku dhufanaysa iyo weekgan asa ugu xiraysa and that's the gap dhaasaa and my order block marka waxay noqonaysaa the last bearish candle kan ay noqonaysaa as my order block. Why am I counting this one? Waa arki doontaa inshallah the order blocks markaan ka hadlana but that's the last bearish candle and that created a manipulation. Now hadaan saas tahay inta kusoo laaban meeshan this Asian low you have to put down your order block should be waxaa laga rabaa order block taada inaad saartid Asian high above the Asian high or the above the Asian low. Maxaa ka wada qasab Asian high yan markuu samaysto iyo Asian low gan markuu samaysto order block taada should not be above the Asian high should not be above the below the Asian high and above the Asian low. So that means waxaa fiirinaysaa the left side aa fiirinaysaa a point of interest on the left side. Point of interest and order block the same thing, right? So markaad fiiriso now manipulation markuu sameeyo order block taada markuu soo galo that's the buy aa qaadan kartid to this distribution aa raaci kartid qasab maa inaad sugtid inuu soo bixiyo gaapkan. So that one saas u samayn karta oo saasaadjeed u geli karta. Now that point maxaa ka wadaa so let me explain that point. Now an example amal you can see this is the Asian high this is the Asian low manipulation distribution saas u sameeyaa Asian high Asian low manipulation distribution sida u jeedin. Now maadaama saas u sameynayna ogaada saas now let me cut this one. So now waxaa aragtay let's say this one aragtay and let's say this one aragtay and this one waxa dhahday this is my Asian high this is my Asian low. So maadaama suuqan sameeyay Asian high Asian low remember on the left side u jeedin this one the leg u jeedin move kan and then some move gari. So saas haduu sameeyo suuqan waxa arkaysaa the gap qasab waxa waa in aragtid the imbalance. So this is the imbalance arki doonta oh and this one waxa dhigi karta is the last bearish candle tan ahaana xiran karta as my order block ahaana xiran karta and you can say you can wait suuqa in meeshan soo galta as the manipulation stage markuu sameysto is the Asian low stop loss below this one dhigan karta yeah and that's how the market plays. And okay now waxa kale rabaa inaan sheego and that's how you go for long or that's how the order blocks are so lagu soo tab gargay and that's the movement raacis laga rabaa baashaadan wax laga rabaa meesha marka kasoo gashay saas inoo soo hartid and yeah that's how the movement works. Manipulation accumulation high Asian low manipulation working and that's the distribution of that. Now that's how you have to move with the market and that's the simplest form of an SMC Asian high and Asian low manipulation the distribution. Baashan ku sheegaysa this indicator setting keeda aadaysa sida u jeedin xataa daarati setting keeda inay ka saarto the box arabti line keeda inay ku sets okay so Asian high Asian low no problem in that form. So yeah so as you can see that's how the market move and that is how it is. So that's the SMC. Now let's talk the last part and ka hadalna that's the previous high and the previous low. Previous high previous low maxaa ka wada maadaama suuqan san previous high and layer let's say the daily time frame ku jirna. So this one so simple SMC waxa lagu barayaa the high the previous high and the previous low. ICT now is where to target now is it the previous high or previous low. Maadaama suuqan previous low leeyahay so this one previous low ala dhaa daily time frame ka aadid previous low and this one is the previous high kana previous high ina waayaan dhig karna. So maadaama saas sameynaya suuqan waxaan dhahnaa now qasab waxa waa suuqan is the open price wakan close price wakan that's a bullish candle down. Now maadaama saas sameeyo suuqan qasab waxa waaye it has to on Tuesday let's say Monday ku jirto on Tuesday it has to take out the Asian low or it has to take out the Asian high that is must and that is must market sume. So let's say Asian low aan hadu qaato and that's the target that's the Asian low the Asian low aan qaato sorry the previous low hadu qaato my order block or point of interest below this one dhigan karta the previous low and now that's where we go for long. An example amal the daily time frame hadan soo galna on Euro USD. Now let's jump to this daily time frame and let's talk about this one. So let me remove the bulky now madam suuqan sameeyay this one the previous low the previous high and we have to run it. Let me show you how to trade with that sheet. So I think we'll solve okay. Now the order block should be below this one. So this one so let me just cut this point. So let me cut this one. So now, Madam also consults me, we can see this is the gap, and this gap is the lowest amount is the ICT point. So no worry, yeah, point of interest order block. So now, Madam also concerns me the takeout. We can see this is the super liquidity, or this is the manipulation. Manipulation how the Asian low. So consider the Asian low so high manipulation can distribution of the creating this imbalance. This is the imbalance. That's the imbalance ujeedin. Now gap kan hada ujeedin waxa dhaas FVG waa kan, the order block should be this candle kan dhana xirnas asna OB order block, the last bearish candle before this movement. Once suuqa haduu soo galo, this one is the long we can take at kata, or that the buy we can take at that point. So once haduu soo bixi this one as the buy and qaadan karno, and that's how the market move to that point. I hope you have fun. Like and comment, guys. Another video is coming of the full ICT. So SMC was 10 ICT system, ICT and so and then the system we use in that point, and so the OT optimal price, optimal trading, and optimal what, OT optimal trade entry, and we so side waxaan soo gelinaa the inverted, the waxaasoo dhan waan soo gelinaa inshallah, the unicorn, everything waan soo gelinaa inshallah. So comment, subscribe video adiga inshallah, and yeah, that is how it is. See you again inshallah.